This 2020 Toyota Tacoma has over 70,000 miles and needs new front brakes, and the dealer is asking for a big chunk of change. I'm going to replace the front pads and rotors for under $200 and show you how it's done. There are some items to be aware of that other YouTube videos aren't mentioning you need to look out for. So watch the video carefully so there's no gotchas. Let's go. Let's jack this up and make sure the jack points are on the frame. This is a nice solid place. Just in case, I'll put a jack stand in for backup. Better safe than sorry. Let's take these wheels off. Tires off, let's take a closer look. These brakes have two wires holding two pins in place. One here and one here. We could measure this rotor with a caliper measuring tool to see if we could save it. But Toyota suggests to replace it after 70,000+ miles, which they're not that expensive, so they're coming off. The first wire we disconnect is this one on the side, the top, then the bottom. The center of the wire hooks into the brake caliper so it doesn't move around. The short curve in the wire is the top, and the long straight is the bottom. You want to put these back the way they were. This wire here won't come out because the pin threads through it. The pin needs to be pulled out first. We'll take out the top pin. In my case, it slides right out by hand. If you're stuck, use the pliers. Now the bottom one. You can unhook the pin from the brakes and be careful the wire doesn't fling away like mine just did. But I found it right here. Here's a better look at the bottom wire. When you put this back on, you want to make sure the top curve is facing forward. If it's turned around, it might rub on your rotor. At this point, you can work the pads out from both sides. The nice thing about these brakes is that if the rotor was good, it's easy enough to slide the pads out and put the new ones right in. You can keep working these out. These pads have these metal backings. You'll want to save these, and if your new pads don't have them, you can reuse these. Just remember the ribbings metal goes against the pad, and the solid pad covers that. These pads were a bit tighter on, so I used the plier clamps and just jiggled it free. Again, the backing has two layers, the ribbed and the solid. The solid goes over the ribbed. Also, the pads are not the same. You'll see this clip on the bottom. When you put the new pads back in, make sure the clip is in the inside and the bottom. Now, in order to put the new pads on, we need to open the brake pistons up to make room for the new thicker pads. I have this device which is on the small side, but it does the job to get the lower and upper separately. Spread these out all the way so they're completely open. This way the new pads will fit in easier because of the open space. Here's another angle doing the top pistons. Again, there are bigger opening tools that do both the top and bottom at the same time. Here's a good shot of the pistons fully open. Now we want to take off the caliper assembly. We need to disconnect this bolt. This bracket here is holding the brake line in place. This bracket unhooks. But first, we're going to take the brake caliper off, and there are two bolts. One here and a lower one right here. Sorry it's a bit dark, but I'll show you some better angles. Once it's loose, I'll do the rest by hand. I'm setting up this bungee to hold it up once the caliper is disconnected. Once the two bolts are off, you'll want to brace the caliper and be careful the brake line doesn't get damaged and the line isn't holding up the caliper. The line isn't strong enough to handle the weight. Now taking off the bottom bolt and then the top, making sure I have a good hand on the caliper, and it comes right off. Again, being careful of the brake line and attaching the bungee to support its weight. Make sure the brake line is okay, not too much tension on it. Now it's time to take the rotor off. I tried to tug on it to jar it loose, and after 70,000 miles, this rotor is fused on. Sometimes hammering on it a bit breaks it loose, but this one was really tight. No matter how hard I hit it, this was not jarring loose. Good thing Toyota planned for this. There are two threaded holes. One is right here. It takes an 8mm bolt. The next morning, this still didn't come off, so I went to the hardware store and got two 8mm bolts and figure with my impact wrench, I'll give this a try. I'll put one in right there and right there. I'll put these in by hand to get these started. As far as they'll go, now it's time. That was it. This made it so easy to get it off. What a relief. I didn't even have to mess with the other bolt. It just rusted to it. This is so common with brake rotors. I'm surprised manufacturers don't put anti-seize before they put these on, but at least with Toyota, they provided these two 8mm holes to jar it loose. Get the new rotor on, fingerprint free, and secure with old bolts so it stays in place while I get the caliper on. Now these two holes with this bolt and align them. Undo the bungee real quick while I support the caliper and slide it on the rotor. I'm going to wait to secure the brake line bracket last. I had to mess with it a little bit to align the holes, but once they're aligned, I could hand tighten, and then the lower one, and once they're in, I'll tighten with a wrench. Give you a bit of a closer look. Now that the caliper's on, I'll put the brake line bracket bolt in and tighten everything up. As I mentioned, the old pads had these metal backings, but my new pads already had these on, so I didn't have to worry about these. That might not be your case, so be aware. Again, if the caliper pistons are fully open, the new pads should slide in pretty easy. Put the top pin back in, threading through the brake holes. Put the bottom pin holding wire in. Remember, top curve facing out. Push the bottom hole in because the pin is going to thread through them. And slide the bottom pin through. And now the side wire with the long end down. The pins have holes to thread both ends of the wire through. Do the top first and then the center hook. See the hook right there, secured with the caliper. And then the last pin, place it through the bottom pin. A quick check. The bottom wire is facing outward. The bolt on the brake line is tight, no kinks, and everything clear with the brake line. Now it's time to throw on the tire. I hope this helped and cleared up some missing items. If this did, send me a comment, and I always appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe.